Well, I'm just checking to see if I made it in.
We see you.
I got my office. I went to my cell phone because my office computer didn't seem to be picking it up.
Looking good, Uncle Wise.
I had to see your first meeting, cousin.
All right. I know we're going to have a few late joiners, but let's go ahead and get started. You good with that, Ashley, boss?
No, this is your rodeo. Don't put it too close to the microphone when you ding it.
Okay. I'll remember that next time. So I asked Jack Spalford, my sponsor, to do the prayer and pledge today. And since he is going to join us late, we're going to copy this crazy world and do things upside down today. So I hope you're all okay if we do the prayer and pledge at the end.
Hey, Tammy, hold on. I'm going to mute everyone to get the background
Okay.
out. I'm trying to unmute you. Hold on one second, Tammy.
Good?
Yep.
Do I need to repeat that?
Yes, probably.
Okay, so I asked Jack Spalford, who is my sponsor, to do the prayer and pledge today, but since he's not going to be able to join us till the end of the meeting, we're going to flip our prayer and pledge to the end of the meeting. So something different, just like we're used to in this crazy world, it's going to be different today too. So we do have several updates. So I'm going to ask a few of you to unmute yourselves when I ask you to speak. First of all, thank you all for joining. I'm so super excited to finally be here. I do want to let you know that I have asked Mitchell to kind of run with creating a committee to create a hybrid so that when we are able to get back to Caranor, we're going to offer both. Which is going to be convenient for a lot of us for a lot of reasons. I'm thinking I'm going to be on vacation next week and I won't have to miss the meeting because I can take the Zoom call from the beach. So we're going to try to figure out technology and be in person and Zoom at the same time at some point in the near future. With that, I would like to ask Mitch to give us an update on the golf outing.
Actually, I've got someone else here who can give
Hey,
you an
perfect
update.
timing. I just finished my appointment. Hi, guys. Sure, I'm gonna let Mitch give the update.
So currently there's 3 teams signed up. So it's probably time to stop procrastinating and getting signed up if you'd like to do some socially distant golf. I know that Belmont's not allowing any golf pins currently, so you can't pull the pin out. But other than that, we have 3 signups and then I believe 2 hole sponsors so far. So if you'd like to get that in, you can either reach out to Matt, myself, or Kelly. And there's also the flyer in the newsletter, so should be good there.
Any questions for Matt or Mitch?
I don't know if I can unmute myself. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yep.
we can.
Okay, so any chance at all it won't be a go? I wonder if that's why people aren't signing up, or
I think it's definitely a possibility. I mean, you know, with the governor changing the rules on face masks yesterday, and I mean, it's to be determined. I guess it's day by day.
right?
And Belmont just sent out an email this morning that I received. I can forward that to Ashley and have her forward it out along with the flyer. Currently, the rules are face masks required when basically moving from parking lot to the golf course, and then if you enter any of the buildings while you're moving, if you're seated at a table, no face mask required, or if you're out playing on the course, no mask required. In addition, if you're sitting in a cart with someone who's not from your household, they will require a mask, but you can also definitely do separate carts. So perfect. And Chris, I've got that. We can get you set up there.
You know, I say we just play it by ear and take it day by day and evaluate the risk as we get closer. I mean,
It's all we can do.
Yeah, it's all we can do. I mean, it's surreal times, so.
I do have a question. Sponsorship and kind donations. You want us to promote that? Send it your way.
Yes, please.
All right.
Anything else for Mitch or Matt?
Also doing brick sales. If you haven't bought a brick yet, it's still $100. I know Mr. Norman here has been doing a pretty good job of things. So I've got another batch of bricks to get etched in that I was going to send out to Kim Kluwer this afternoon. Actually, I've got about another 20, 25 to send over to him. So if you'd like to get yours made, that would be pretty great to go ahead and purchase. I can send the link here in the chat as well. So.
Is that pretty easy to do online, Mitchell? It's pretty straightforward.
Pretty straightforward. And if you have any questions, my email is in there, and I can always send in my cell phone number as well, just to make sure if you have any questions, I can always write it down and get it handled that way too.
Great, thanks.
Absolutely.
Mitch,
Yes.
Les Domini here. Could you please send me the info? I haven't gotten my brick yet either, because I got bricks in my head, but could you send me the info so I could let me know how to send it in, what the payment for it?
Yeah, so you can do it through credit card. In fact, if you were to look in the chat here currently, this here is the link. If you go ahead and click that link, you should be able to go ahead and purchase a brick. And then I will also send in my personal cell phone there. If you were to give that number a call, or you can send it a text, I will gladly work with anyone just to get it situated so you can get your brick.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely.
So you'll send that to me?
It was sent in the chat here to everyone,
okay.
but I can also definitely reach out personally here with an email or a phone call and get it situated for
I
you.
appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Anything else for Mitch?
I'm good.
Okay, thank you for
Absolutely.
your work there. Thank you to Matt too, if you're still in the room. Jeff Norman has been very busy. Would you please give us an update on the pavilion?
Well, yes, the DWA group is done with the erection of the building itself, foundations, and the cupola is on the roof. So they are done with their part of the project. I suspect we'll be getting a bill for the balance of the pavilion. Rudolph Libby is Jeff Schaller, are you actually out there at the moment, or are you still waiting?
Oh, no, they started this week. They started on Monday, Jeff.
Okay.
The foundations and stuff.
All right. Yeah, there's a lot of back and forth. It's Rudolph Libby is just making sure, don't want to do something that we didn't want. I presume they're looking at the drawings, Jeff, so they should have a lot of information.
That's the idea.
Yep. Well, you know, spend all that time, it's better than just papering the outhouse with it. So what's happening now is there's a lot of what we call shop drawings, which is, you know, I indicate what we want on the drawings. They come back with specifically what they're going to supply. And in some cases, because of the late start, there are some long lead times. So we're doing some substitutions. Some of the lights are long lead time, so we're changing to stuff we can get sooner rather than later. Floor sealer, you know, just, you know, specific little minutia of details that come up. I believe August 12th is the scheduled due date for completion. With some, I think August 21st is the final. I think Nick had suggested just in case we run into something along the way. Mm-hmm. So I would say by the September ribbon cutting date, we should be fine.
That's a perfect segue, Jeff. Does anybody have any questions for Jeff? Or Jeff?
Yeah. One other issue that we might want to look at is after numerous questioning of the supplier of the pavilion, DWA, as to what Rotary would have to do to the pavilion, if anything, in talking with the guys that actually erect the building, they have suggested that it would be good to put a sealer on the wood. Right now, it's treated wood, but it doesn't have a sealer other than one that's sort of short-lived for shipping. So we might want to socially distance each other with a roller and a paint pan, but might be something that we could do as a socially work effort, social work effort. More on that to come later. Okay. But that's all.
Thanks, Jeff. Lorena, speaking of the ribbon cutting ceremony, why don't you give us an update?
Hello, everybody. First of all, we have a very energetic team, and we had been meeting. Last Monday was our second meeting. We had a discussion about the ice cream truck, and we decided with what ice cream truck we want to work with Yummy Treats, and then considering that, you know, the club can subsidize the ice cream to the community for that particular event. We're planning activities under these crazy times and social distance and everything, brainstorming great ideas. Lydia just sent us yesterday, thanks to you, Lydia, the water game soak and wet. We still want, you know, we still want to have volunteers that really want to get wet. You know, we had a conversation around, so please raise your hand. I think I see 2, 3, 4, keep it up. And then I can see you. Yes, there we go. You know, different fun ideas. Is this going to be safe under all considerations with the safety standards that we have to follow? So you can imagine there are no lessons learned for this committee. We're really brainstorming and great teamwork here. So we might go to that route, you know, with the water game, soak and wet. And then also we had a really good discussion in a last Monday meeting about Plan B. We need to have a contingency plan for what about if the show doesn't go on and we're not going to have the event, right? So we are considering to go with the Facebook Live and just have, you know, a total of 10 people attending at the event. And then we also might have the Zoom link for those members that cannot join via Facebook. That's another alternative. So it's a lot of discussions about, you know, in weighing in those alternatives. But I really want to thank the committee. I want to mention you guys, you know, Joni, Sharina, Lydia, Susan, Leslie, Fred, for jumping in with activities, Jennifer Fendrick, of course, Alicia Cantua, Cassie, who had expressed the interest in helping us out with the decoration and the balloons. And I talked to you, Cassie, this morning. So all of you for raising your hand and brainstorming really, really good ideas. But I just want the club to know that we're considering at this point. And Fred, of course, I'm forgetting you, Fred. I'm sorry, Jeff. You know, what if the show is not going to go? So yeah, just planning both at the same time, you know.
Any questions? This team has, I haven't been able to get to the last couple of meetings, but I have read the notes. This is some pretty remarkable work that's being done, and some fabulous ideas, thinking outside of the box. Very impressed. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks to the whole team. Thank you. Thank you.
Any questions for Lorena?
Looks like Les.
Oh,
oh, you already muted, Leslie.
There you go. Nope.
I'm on mute now.
Nope, you're good now.
We can hear you
Okay,
now.
all right.
Yes.
The question is, and I'm forgetting, It'll come back to me. What were what was it a question about? I mean, what were you talking about?
The event on September 20th. Les, we were talking about the ribbon cutting event for the pavilion.
Yeah, my question was very specific. It'll come to me. Keep going.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. Any other questions for the Arenas Committee? Okay. Susan, can you give us an update on Grubs and Scrubs?
You can.
Thank you.
Way back, we had Trevor from Dietz come to one of our early Zoom meetings and talked about what Dietz was doing in their Grubs for Scrubs program. That sort of triggered some thoughts on whether we could do something locally here in Perrysburg. And it developed into a grant for a lunch to be served both to Mercy Hospital and to ProMedica Urgent Care on Route 25. We had some discussions with Sandy Snyder, club member and director of development at Mercy Health Foundation, and also with Tami Wise to make sure that the concept of a partnership on the same day for Mercy and ProMedica would be a go, and that was received enthusiastically. Sandy and Tami gave me contacts at both Mercy and ProMedica to talk to, and I also had a contact at Dietz, and I would say that that team just was wonderful in putting it all together. So the long and short of it is that a grant request went to the club board just this past Wednesday, and it was approved unanimously. The date for the mini event, as I'll call it, is next Tuesday. The first delivery will go to Mercy at their main entrance. The delivery person from Dietz, he doesn't, or she doesn't have a truck, but they'll pull up right there in the parking lot at 11:10. And I'm throwing this out for an open invitation. It might be like a pseudo go to the drive-in in your car, but we want to support Dietz for helping us out on this and participating in this Scrubs to Scrubs event. Kate Otis from the Messenger is going to be there, and the designated person from Mercy will come out. We'll hand them the tray or whatever that Dietz is putting together, do a short little meet and greet there, jump back in cars and go across the street to ProMedica and do phase 2 there. This is all subject to the grant request coming before the trustees today for their meeting. If it doesn't pass, their club members have stepped forward and said that they'll go ahead and fund it. But I've got my fingers crossed that this community-oriented grant request will be approved. A little plug, trustees, at the trustees meeting today. So Ashley might post something. If you have any questions, maybe put in your calendar 11:10. If you just want to pop over for a little photo op at Mercy and ProMedica next Tuesday in the Mercy parking lot.
Any questions for Susan? Great work, Susan. Thanks so much. I know a lot went into doing that and coordinating that, so I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thanks.
Yep. Phil's got a new member proposal that we talked about at the board this week. If you want to give us an update, Phil, please.
Sure. So some of you will remember back when we were still meeting in person that we had a fairly frequent visitor named Aaliyah Walaber, and she is now with the Cherry Street Mission, and she has submitted an application to join our club. She asked me to sponsor her. I'm not sure exactly why, but I have known her for about 10 years or so. She worked with my wife for a while at NAMSA. So having not turned up any skeletons in her closet, I gladly decided to propose her. she was accepted by the board, and now you'll have the 2 or 3 week period to if you do have any concerns, voice those with Wayne.
Thanks, Phil. I just want to go, any questions for Phil? Sorry. Thanks, Phil. I do want to talk about the first part of July's birthdays and club anniversaries. So Casey Egley last week, Joe Vidra, Scott Libby, Richie Adams, Pam Harrington, and Alicia all have birthdays the first 2 weeks of July. So happy birthday, everybody. I would sing, but you don't want that, I promise.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hold on, I got anniversaries coming up. So our club anniversaries are Doug Sasko, Hollis, Richard Stipp, Jim Moser, John Kerfis, Bill Irwin, and Gary Holfinger. Happy anniversary, everybody. Also, I do want to share with you, next week is District Governor Keith Hodgkinson will be joining us via Zoom. So I encourage you to all participate. He is making his rounds, kind of laying out his vision for our year, and we'll share some more information then. Anybody have any other announcements they wanted to jump in? Good. All right, then I guess I'll introduce our speaker. Okay. Ashley, did you mute me on purpose?
Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm trying to get out the background, and I think I got them all.
Okay, perfect. Okay, all right. Well, I'd like to we had a lot of announcements, and I've got a couple things I want to share with you, but I did share with you last week in my email about how honored I am and humbled to be chosen to be your president this year. And after I sent that email last Friday, as the week drew on, the real impact of what that means began to surface. This club is not shy about jumping in and getting engaged in all things Rotary. The energy and excitement around our current projects is astounding, as you've heard just a few minutes ago. As you know, my time to the presidency had been escalated. So I was pretty nervous about being prepared to lead this club of amazing professionals. What could I possibly lend to this club of intelligent, civically minded, and well-connected individuals? Then COVID hit. Alrighty then, right? I realized then that we stand on the shoulder of the giants that went before us to lead this club. The outstanding support many of you have given me really made me less apprehensive about taking on this role. So I said to myself, Wise, it's time to put on your big girl pants and get to work. Luckily for me, I'm surrounded by some pretty cool cats that are going to help me lead this club in uncertain times. So I'd like to go down that list once again. Lorena Gloden, proud to be partnering with you as president-elect. Jerry Carter, first VP. Mitchell Skotinski, our second VP. Wayne Koskison, our secretary. Cindy Rousseau, our treasurer. Cindy was not able to join us today. Of course, Pat Amico, as sergeant at arms. Phil Bolin, our immediate past president. Jennifer Fenrick will serve as our community services director. Sarah Bucher, our membership director. Fred Danhauser, the Rotary Foundation director. Jack Sculford, Perrysburg Rotary Service Foundation chair. And I'm just gonna throw in Rotarian of the Year, Jeff Norman, because I can. So, so this year's theme is Rotary Opens Opportunities. We are in unprecedented times in our world right now. We are dealing with 2, if not 3 crises in our country, COVID and the social and political unrest that we see each day. This is our opportunity to come together as a club of kind, compassionate humans and find opportunities to serve differently than we ever have. Let's start with one another. Let's continue to lead the community by example. Let's show others how we interact with one another by not assuming ill intent. Let's seek to understand one another and come in and where we're coming from and seek to understand and then meet each other in that place. Let us be an example of light, friendship, and the camaraderie that we're all here for. Now, as far as our year goes, District Governor Keith has asked for us to really refine our focus on the community we serve. The Rotary areas of focus are to be our guide. And as a reminder, I'll just list the Rotary areas of focus right now. It's first and foremost is peace and conflict prevention and resolution, disease prevention and treatment, water and sanitation, maternal and child health, basic education and literacy, economic and community and development. So those really are what is going to guide us on what we want to get involved with this year. The program will be rolled out in the next several weeks. Applying will be streamlined with minimal restrictions. I would like to see us partner with other clubs and foundations in the community to have a larger impact. More to come on all of that. Having said that, I would also like to look for opportunities to reach out to our more diverse community members. In this time of social and political uncertainty, the COVID scare, I would like to see us embrace our servicemen and women, our first responders in the community, and let's pay attention to them in the minority clubs and the disadvantaged members of our community. That's really why I'm so proud of this club. There is no lack of that in the past. But now more than ever, we must help our community heal and celebrate our differences. If we all sat down to talk about how we grew up and how we got to be the adults we are today, I guarantee you, you would find that we are more alike than we are different. I'd like to share a video with you that I've had in my arsenal for quite a while now, and I thought now is the perfect time to share with you. Teeing it up, Ash?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, Ashley.
You're welcome.
So I don't know if Jack was able to join. So, you know, so we listened to Gandhi, FDR, Mother Teresa, Tami Wise, right? I would just ask that trust one another, lean on one another, raise each other up. I have gained so much confidence in so many friendships over the past several years. I can't thank you enough and tell you how proud I am to be part of this club. And all the laughter, my God, the laughter, right? So trust one another, be vulnerable, be authentic, and be kind. I would like to do a prayer. I don't think Jack's on, so I'm just, if we can all just bow our heads, I'm gonna wing it. Thank you, Lord, for bringing us together in this time of uncertainty. Thank you for allowing us to continue the use of technology to come together. And thank you for the strong friendships you've given us. Thank you for one another. I look forward to serving, and I appreciate the ability to do so. Amen. Do you want to do the pledge? This is always fun. 1, 2, 3. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States
of America,
and to the republic
for which it stands,
one
one nation, under
God,
God,
indivisible,
with
liberty and justice for all. I think this goes out as the shortest meeting we've ever had.
That's okay.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.
Safe travel. Great meeting. Thank you, Tami.
Thank you.
Lorena?
Tami.
Lorena?
Yes, Leslie?
Is our next meeting this coming Monday or the Monday afterwards?
No, the Monday afterwards, the 20th.
Okay. Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Super, Leslie. Thanks. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.